Slobies! Welcome back to my channel and welcome to some roots that are coming out of my head. Either my hair is growing really fast or I am not on YouTube enough so you constantly see changes in my hair. I feel like it's just excuses after excuses, but if you guys follow me on Instagram stories, you guys know that I'm kind of busying myself with mom life. And in October, I did take a little bit of a sabbatical from my sticker shop because I needed to clean up my craft space, which did not happen because other things happened. And then I also spent that first week at my brother's wedding, so I was in Nebraska for a good week, and then I had my birthday, and then of course the big event, which is Halloween, and it's such a big thing for me where I had to spend a whole week making costumes. So yeah, that's what this video is about. It's about me talking about the costumes. I actually got a lot of you guys asking me on Instagram to do a tutorial and stuff, but I didn't plan on doing a tutorial, but I did kind of film like the process of it a little bit, and so I just want to do a wrap-up video, you know, just wrapping up everything that I did. So this year we went as the cast of Wreck-It Ralph, and the new movie is coming out in December, and Grudy is going to turn 1 December 1st. I can't believe it, and we're going to try to take her to the movie so that she can see it because Wreck-It Ralph is one of her favorite movies. Obviously we're going to try to do it during like a matinee, and then obviously if she like freaks out, we're going to leave right away, but it'll be a cute little family thing that we're gonna do. So that's the reason why we went as the cast of Wreck-It Ralph. Grudy went as Vanellope von Schweetz, and I went as her nemesis, Taffeta. A lot of people actually thought I was Strawberry Shortcake, which now I'm really like curious to know if Taffeta was inspired by Strawberry Shortcake. Start with Grudy's costume. Her costume actually took the most time because I, in my brain, wanted to build her a little cart. I wanted to build a little cardboard car that would attach to her stroller so that when we're wheeling her around in it, it looks like she's driving her car. And you know me, like overly ambitious. I ended up putting a lot more work on myself, and it was fine because the car turned out beautiful and I am very proud of the car. The first thing I did was I actually measured the stroller. I wanted to make sure that the car was going to be wide enough to fit over the stroller. Otherwise, you know, once I built the thing and if it doesn't fit, like I would have cried. I also had a reference photo of her car and kind of cut out the shapes that mimics her car a little bit. The two sides of the car is where it had a little bit of a curve, so it gave it that like Corvette look. And like I said, DIYing with the child was not easy. Grudy wanted to crawl on the boxes. She wanted to grab my measuring tape, so it was very hard for me to cut cardboard boxes with her, and obviously I wanted to do it safely, so I had to wait for her to take a nap or I had to move it on the kitchen table to do it. But I did get the first piece cut before she woke up, and that's why she's crawling around like that. Most of it was just rectangles, including the back was a big square, the front was a rectangle, and the wheels were just circles. Even the fender was just a big rectangle that I glued right on top. So then I just glued everything together. I used a hot glue gun to do this. Now what I also did is just a little tip here. If you guys look in the inside where the seams are, I actually took some of the parts and I scored it down by 1/2 inch inwards. So if you're gonna do the sides, then do the sides. If you're gonna do the front and the back, then do the front and the back when you're doing the scoring. And what I did was I would fold that 1.5 inch in, and then I would glue on that 1.5 inch. And it creates a better seal. It also doesn't look messy with all the glue sticking out on the side. And this way you can hide all the glue, and it actually is very sturdy. So the car is put together, and then it's time to paint. What I also did was I paint the whole car completely white before I started to paint in details. Obviously just use a reference photo and just go from there. And what I also did was I found some paper bowls that I had from a leftover party, and I just glued it on the front, and I used that as her headlights. And to create the chocolate drizzle, because Vanellope's car is like a total mess, I bought some fleece for really cheap, and I draped it on the car, and I pretty much just cut along the way the fleece wanted to drape on the car, and I just cut and glue, and I followed the body of the car so it looked like the chocolate was kind of just like melting on the car. Then I used different colored felt that I cut out different shapes like stars, rectangles, and hearts and circles, and I glued it onto the car so it looked like sprinkles. One extra thing that I did was on the right side of the car, I did write down that it was made by Grudy and Papa. If you guys are fans of the movie, you know that Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph ended up signing the car, and it says made by Vanellope and Ralph, and I changed it to have it say Grudy and Papa Bear, even though we all know that I am the main silent contributor of this car. And then yeah, I popped Grudy in her stroller and then the car over, and she really looks like she was driving the car. I mean, everyone thought it was really cute, and to be honest, had it not been for the car, I don't think a lot of people would know that she was going as Vanellope, but I think the car really really topped it off because then everyone knew that she was Vanellope and then they can automatically see Papa as Wreck-It Ralph. I was a little bit harder. I mean, a lot of people kind of struggled to figure out who I was. The card turned out really, really well and it was so worth the effort. I want to do so many things with cardboard now. Honestly, right now in my mind, I have a project that I want to do. I was going to build her a little dollhouse advent calendar for December. I'm thinking about doing 12 doors instead of 24 and then each one of them having like a little toy for her. That is going to be one heck of a dollhouse. So there's a couple of other things that we needed to do to complete Grudy's Vanellope look, which was giving her a little ponytail. Originally, I was going to keep the baby unicorn ponytail and then like clip on little sprinkles and stuff on her hair, but I was like, no. Who do you think I am? I'm KL here. I'm going to make something work. So then I found a tutorial online by Made Every Day. I'll link it down below. And I guess Dana has two little girls that she makes yarn wigs for all the time, and I just pretty much followed that tutorial. The only difference is she would use a cap that you could buy from the store. I made my own cap for Grudy just because she's always worn hats that I've made for her, and I make them out of t-shirts. So yeah, anyway, so I made my own cap and then I pretty much just sewed the yarn to the cap, and since it was my first time kind of just dabbling with yarn wigs, I kind of made it a little bit too long, so when Grudy wore it for the first time, she looked like a little baby Mulan, which was so cute. I noted that I did make the cap in black so that the yarn would blend in a little bit better, and yeah, when she went to bed and I put it up into a ponytail and I glued little sprinkles and hearts and stuff. Yeah, it ended up looking really, really cute. There was a couple of times where Grudy did not want to wear the wig at all. Like we had to coax her with Cheerios and milk and stuff, and you know, babies, they go through this phase where they're just like, I don't want anything on my head or my face, and so you know, when she was completely over the wig, we just, you know, went wigless. But when she did have the wig on, she was super duper cute. And the rest of the costume, including her jacket, I got from Target. It was like $9, and I just bought it with some of the gift cards that I collected from their gift card sale. And so pretty much the jacket was free for me. Now the skirt was cut out from a circle, and I cut it out from the same fleece that was used for her chocolate drizzle on her car, and I used my old circle skirt DIY tutorial for this. So if you want to look that up and use that towards a future Halloween costume or just towards a skirt in general, you can do that. So that's what I did. It literally took me 15 minutes. You guys, I think at most for like the costume, for all three costumes, I think I only spent like 20 bucks. Like I wanted to keep it very budget friendly. And we're talking about 20 bucks because I already had, like, you know, the paint and the materials and all that, because I'm a crafter after all. I didn't want to buy extra materials. Okay, so onto my outfit. I went as Taffeta. If you guys know, Taffeta is the mean girl in the movie, and she looks so much like Strawberry Shortcake, and now I can't unsee that. And basically the key thing about her outfit would be her hat and her dress. The dress was super easy. I bought magenta fleece and I traced out the pattern from an overall dress that I had that just, you know, was A-line, very easy, very simple to put together. Honestly, I also had some leftover t-shirt scraps that I used to cut out the squiggly in front of her dress, and I sewed that right onto the front. I've actually made this hat before on a video that I did last year where I went as an acorn last year. The only difference with this hat is that there is a brim at the front, and I cut that out of lime green fabric and I stiffened it up with a little bit of the felt to give it a little bit of structure, and then I just sewed that onto the hat. I added some leaves to the very top and the stem, and that's pretty much her hat. Like, there's not much else there. For the rest of the costume, I did wear white leggings, my white Converse, and a white jacket that I had, and I think, you know, with a little bit of makeup, I looked like Taffeta. Oh, plus Taffeta had blonde hair, so I was just like, thank God, my hair is already blonde. I didn't have to buy a blonde wig, so that totally worked out. For Wreck-It Ralph, it was the easiest of all the costumes. Honestly, I spent like no time and no effort on it. If you guys recall, last year Papa Bear went as a squirrel for Halloween, and I went as the acorn. So for his squirrel costume, we literally just took off the belly part of the overalls. I mean, I wasn't gonna go out and buy overalls, and overalls can be very expensive, and I didn't want to buy fabric to make another pair of overalls because, again, the fabric for making overalls that large, not that Papa Bear is a large man, but still, it was gonna cost like a chunk of change. We already had the squirrel costume, so we just removed the belly part, cut off the straps because Ralph likes to wear his overalls with only one strap. I had him put on an orange t-shirt, and the hardest part about his costume, honestly, honestly, it's his hair. He spent 20 minutes like blow drying and teasing his hair for it to stand up like that. So I mean, you gotta give a man props when he spends 20 minutes on his hair so that it looks like the character that he was going for. And then the last thing we did was we had a medal that we Sharpied on the word hero in the front because Ralph always wanted to be a hero and he really wanted that medal. And so with him and Groody together, like they really do look like Ralph and Vanellope from the movie. You know what? Like I had so much fun dressing up as a family. We entered in a costume contest. We did not place because there was a lot of other contestants that like really went over the top. Now I know for next year to really step up my game and to start on the costumes like way earlier than I did this year. But yeah, I had so much fun dressing up as a family. I've always wanted to dress up. With Papa Bear, he's such a sport. Like he'll put on any costume. Like he just loves dressing up with me, and now we have Groody, and it's just so much more fun to do it as a family. I'm pretty sure the costumes are just gonna get crazier from here on out. But yeah, you guys, sorry that this is not really a DIY, just kind of like a talk through of my process. I honestly don't know if people even watch my DIYs to make stuff anymore. Like I know you guys watch a lot of the old stuff because, you know, honestly, the old stuff is still really good. And I think at this point, it's getting a little bit repetitive. Anything that I do now is gonna be a change in fabric color, fabric type. Still using the basic technical aspects of, you know, my older DIYs. Like for example, the circle skirt. Like I don't need to make another DIY on the circle skirt in fleece. You know, it's pretty much the same steps, it's just done in fleece. But you know, it's still fun to talk about the process and to, you know, share that online. I still hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing my face. And a quick question, what did y'all go for Halloween? Let me know down below. And if you haven't checked out my sticker shop, be sure to check it out. It's Banana Peel Stickers on Etsy. I'll link that all down below as well. Currently, I'm running a sale for 10% off anything that you buy. And maybe next week or the week after is when I'm gonna do a layout for the month of December. That's it, you guys. Thanks for hopping into this video. I will chat with you guys later. Remember to like the video, subscribe, you know, do all the things. Remember to always rock on, Slobies. Bye. I'll catch you next week, hopefully. You guys, $40 is a lot. Responsible, be financially responsible. I don't want it to be like for the sake of content and then I drop $40. So I'm gonna buy one t-shirt, and because this is merch flip,